Hey, folks. Welcome to Good News York. I'm your host, Matt Masur from Growth Mode Content, joined, as always, as my my slightly younger friend from the big city of Herkimer, as my 7th grade science teacher used to say.
Originally, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Originally, I'm a Herkamite.
What the fuck what was your town, Nick?
Well, we
were the cake eaters.
Yeah, you were the cake eaters. We were the pizza pushers. Frankfurt was the spaghetti twisters.
Yeah.
And then what were we
Spaghetti
missing?
bend. We used to call them
Spaghetti benders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And then Mohawk was nothing. Mohawk was.
Well, you know, the saying in Mohawk is, well, there's always the goat.
Well, there's always the goat.
Anyway, great weekend with a little better weather than we've experienced. So
We had a little bit of sunshine.
Positive.
We had a little bit of sunshine. I got to mow, which always makes me happy.
This weather thing, it's one of those things where you everybody's pissed off about it and there's nobody to get mad at.
Oh, the story of society. We all want to point the finger at someone
right?
or something.
And it's understandable because it's ruining everybody's everything.
No, I mean, it's been basically Seattle the last month.
You know, we unfortunately, a lot of people suffer with seasonal depression through the cold and gray months in New York. And it seems like that's just been dragged out, and that sucks.
Yeah, that's why you just got to suffer from regular depression. It's way easier.
Yeah.
Then you don't
Year-round is more efficient.
Way more efficient.
That's
you don't
cool.
have to worry about the weather. Check it and go, am I going to be depressed today?
What do you feel about some of the heat lamps, the salt lamps, things of that nature that are supposed to help, reduce that? Do you have any faith in those sorts of things?
I don't even know what you mean by the heat lamps or salt lamps.
Well, so they have like a bright, sort of a simulated indoor sun that's supposed to help you feel better. You know?
I think, indoor lighting's great for when you're growing certain plants. I think there's some validity in those lamps. Yeah. I'm a big advocate of mental health, and whatever works. I mean, it makes sense. There's this app I downloaded the other night. What the hell?
You get a lot of apps.
I do.
Why
It's
did I say it
actually
like that?
asinine.
That's weird.
It's called
Apps.
Luminate. Okay, Lumenate. And it offers you this light therapy, so that before you go to bed,
you were talking about this.
Yeah,
okay.
you fill out what you want to get out of this light therapy, and then it gives you, before you pay for the app, it gives you a free run.
Yeah,
and it's about 10 minutes long.
The first one's free, kid.
Yeah, exactly. And you use the flashlight on your phone, and you lay there with headphones on in the dark. And I swear to God, it was one of the most insane experiences.
Really?
It's almost like you dream, but you're awake. It's like you're in a, subconscious hypnosis.
All right.
But you also are seeing things with your eyes closed. And then the next day I felt great, which could be the placebo effect. But man, I'm telling you, based on that,
I think if it were to initiate a placebo effect, I feel like that's a positive.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, because it works.
At the end of the day, you
At
feel
the end of the
good.
day, I feel better. But it was intense. I recommend everyone try that. So I mean, so that brings me to answer your question, which I think salt lamps. If that works, if the flashlight on my damn iPhone works, why wouldn't those work?
You got me there.
There's another app I found.
You know what that reminds me of? There's an old episode of Star Trek. Danny might remember this.
Oh,
He's
okay.
almost as much of a nerd as I am. I believe it was episode 2 or 3. It was one of the first ones. It's called The Game, and everybody got hooked on this thing. And in the end, Data, being the robot, the only one that couldn't have been hypnotized basically by this thing, programmed a flashlight to flash in a code to decode everybody. It just reminds me of exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, or Men in Black when they would erase their
Similar concept.
concept.
Yeah.
It's actually Men in Black.
I always wanted
Star
one
Trek.
of those.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Everything cool came from Star Trek.
Dude, there's another app, and I know it's the morning, but it's called the Hold app. I read it through the comments on social media. Hold. It's male Kegel exercises so that you can last longer in the bedroom. And the reason I found it, I was reading a complaint. A woman was complaining to some newspaper or social media outlet about how her lover ended up cheating on her because he could finally, last a little longer, if you know what I'm saying. So my point of bringing that up is forget light therapy. No, there's something for everything out there. If you really go into that app store, man, you get scared.
Remember the old slogan, there's an app for that?
Yeah, it's true.
I feel like that, I don't know why that ever sort of faded away, because it still is the most accurate slogan, statement, whatever.
I feel like you would have some really good app ideas. Do you have any off?
Ideas?
Yeah, you have any?
Yeah, no, I'm not one of those app guys. I fucking hate apps, to be completely honest with you. And maybe it's because I have built a few. A number of specifically like radio station media apps or e-commerce types of apps. They're just a pain in the nuts.
Yeah.
They're hard to maintain.
Literally.
You got to go through all these different steps with both platforms, and they have radically different steps.
Yeah.
So if you want your app to work for Android or iPhone, that's why you see a lot of these big, complicated ones will start out for a long time on just one of the platforms. It's a huge pain in the ass. And also the majority of the things at this point or to date that I've wanted to do, you can do with a website. So if you have a properly formatted mobile website, you don't need an app. You don't
That's
need
true.
to mess with Apple or any of that. You just say, here's the link, and you're done.
I agree with you. I had 2 app ideas. One somebody took, and it's a brilliant account to follow. I wish I could remember it. Having IBS, finding a bathroom is important, especially one that's clean. And there's this woman who's doing God's work in New York City where she posts videos, posts content of showing you like West Village, you got to check this bathroom out. And she shows the sink and how private
Facebook
it is.
group called Where Syracuse Poops.
That's great. I love that. You got to send me the link.
It's really more of a parody.
The other idea I had was an app where
doesn't Google Maps show you a lot of public restrooms?
But listen, you
Probably
don't know
not
what you're
nearly as
walking
good.
into.
Exactly, and that's why I very much appreciate what this person is doing. I think
remember those old gas station bathrooms where you'd have like a baseball bat attached to the key?
Here's the key.
And it was like the filthiest
Attached
bathroom.
to a sheet of plywood or something.
Yeah, like I would
So you didn't steal it.
Yeah, right. Like you're gonna steal it. And you would have to wash your hands before you pee because your wiener was the cleanest thing you'd touch in there. I mean, it was.
Here's the thing: you pull up one of those gas stations late at night. You don't ask for the key to use the shady bathroom around the back. You just piss behind the dumpster.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
yeah,
that is the safest.
I mean,
cleanest spot in the entire shady ass.
Yeah. My other app idea was, I don't know about you. I feel like you're along these lines. A lot of times I'll just ask my wife, like, what's the temperature outside? And she's like, well, it's 74. And I'm like, is that long sleeve jacket? So I was like, what about an app where you kind of input what your style is, right? Like they do for when they send you a box of stuff, right? Usually you put in your style and they send you a box of stuff, you try it on. This one you put in your style, and they don't say like the exact T-shirt you would wear, but you would wake up, you click on the app, and it would say, Mike, today's a jeans T-shirt long sleeve day, today's a jacket day, or a sweater day. Because I'm a guy, I'm lazy.
I feel like Alexa could do that. I'm not sure.
No, she's kind of dumb.
It's getting better.
I hate to do this. I really do, but I too actually have an app idea, and let me know what you guys think about.
Oh yeah,
this.
I want to hear this. This is great.
So we specialize in content creation, and a lot of the time, copyright infringement is a big thing with songs and music and stuff. So what if there was an app, and the name of the app is called Muse, and what it does is you upload a little portion of the song that you want to use, like for example, "Hit Me Baby One More Time."
See if it's been written.
Not that, but then it uses AI to make kitten
create something in that style.
In that style as kitten meows. So meow 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 meow, in that tone and everything, and then you can take that audio and upload it to your. What do you think about that?
I will invest in this exclusively if we can make you the voice of it.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, you have to be doing the meows. Second, that was a roller coaster of emotions for me. I was so invested because Danny's got great ideas.
You had no idea where that was going.
And now it turned to more of a parody thing, and I actually love it more. I think I love it more. Because I actually had the idea, too, as a songwriter, joke writer, where you upload maybe a melody into something. And then it says, nice try. Foo Fighters already wrote that. Or, sorry, Carly Simon's got that one. Yeah, I mean, they're probably.
I mean, a lot of, like, the YouTube tools, when you upload our videos, they'll actually do a copyright scan before you post it.
YouTube is the strictest.
Right.
In fact, I dare say too strict in some cases.
Many folks would say that.
Yeah. We have a guest coming.
We do.
And his name is Nick.
Is he here?
Sanford. No, it should be any second. Nick Sanford.
You'd wait to say that until he was ready to come in.
Nick Sanford.
You got a text that I didn't get or something.
Well, no, he did text me a few minutes ago. It said 10:35. A GPS said, so he should be rolling in right now. We are going to take a break, and we have Nick Sanford from Toss and Fire, which we've talked a lot about on here, and we've ate a lot of their stuff.
Before we do that, I got to talk about our man Zach on Ads on the Go.
We do that next. Go ahead.
Dude, I'm so excited about this.
This is big.
As we talked about, Ads on the Go is now an official sponsor of Good News York. And we are also working with them and promoting Good News York, as well as all of our growth mode content clients on the sides of that incredible mobile billboard truck.
It's amazing.
It is. I mean, this
posted
is...
the picture of the truck, too.
Right.
And
There'll be more and more. We're making the slides, the ads, whatever you want to call them, that'll go on the truck for, again, not only our show, but all of our clients' podcasts. So we're making those now, and those are going to go up on the truck. And as soon as they do, we'll have some really awesome photos of those in action. But we're going to be doing a lot of things through this sponsorship that Zach and his company has provided to us, because we get more than just the driving around advertising. We'll save some details, but
we do.
We got these guys on the hook to do a lot of cool things with us.
And it's amazing, especially for a kid his age to dive into that and just pioneer this new age of digital billboarding.
Such impressive young man, great business idea, great business model, the way they've designed it to make it super affordable.
Yeah, totally.
Billboards are an expensive thing. And
very.
They make it very much not so. He starts at what, $350?
I was
going to
say it was like $3 or $350. You could get
insane.
A whole month of advertising, and you got to see this truck. I mean, there is video on all sides. It's huge. Which, by the way, if you do see us, I want to get some feedback. Hit us up, producer@growthmodetech.com. You can email that anytime if you have any questions, comments, concerns, insults, anything you want us to talk about. But let us know if you see us on the highway.
Around, snap some photos, send them in.
Or snap some photos and send it. There you go.
We'll
give you something.
Yeah, exactly. We'll give
Awesome
you
Fire Pizza.
We'll give you Danny's T-shirt.
All right, we will be
the one he's wearing currently,
and we'll make sure he sweats in it first, and we'll let him record a meow ringtone on your phone. Meow.
It's a whole. Can we put Danny on what's that app? The one where you
Grinder
sell. Oh, new app. The ones where what is it? Cameo.
Oh my God.
Could have Danny Tripodi cat voice video.
Here's the question.
What, $49?
That's not bad.
I'm thinking. I don't know.
I was going to say
I don't know how that platform works. How much does the platform get versus?
Well, I've used it. I gave my wife the head doctor on Grey's Anatomy, did one for her, and Susan Waldman of the Yankees for my mom. So it's all different prices. Like your big celebrities, you're looking anywhere from $250 to $500, maybe $1,000.
For what kind of, like, how long of a video?
It depends. Usually they'll do like a minute to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe even 3 minutes. Some of them, if they love the chat like me.
Imagine making $250 a minute.
But you see, the thing is, like, there's some people that really commit to it and they go, look, somebody paid for this. I'm going to do this right. Then there's some that are just like, really, dude? You didn't put any effort in
Right. But do you have any idea what the platform gets out of that? What their cut might be? Does it tell you?
Forget. I think it does tell you. I mean, obviously, I think
I'm just curious.
Percentage, maybe
interesting.
Like a 10%.
I always want to know the business model behind this shit.
It's such a great idea.
It is.
So good.
We should have done that.
All right.
Anyway.
We're going to take a break.
We'll be back.
Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go. GetAdsOnTheGo.com. We'll be back with Nick Sanford, Toss and Fire. All right, welcome back to Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go. GetAdsOnTheGo.com. I am here with a very special guest, a celebrity to us because we love your food, Nick Sanford from Toss and Fire Pizza right here in Syracuse. Nick, I know that was weak. It was one person clapping. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good morning. So Toss and Fire is the first thing that stands out. First of all, great name. How'd you come up with that name?
I honestly by luck. So like when I decided I wanted to start we wanted to start a mobile trailer, food truck trailer, and I had like a little like notebook, and we started just writing random names. Like we had like Flames and Embers, like it was like what things said pizza and fired, right?
Yeah.
So we were trying to like put these things together, and I kind of narrowed it down that it was going to be like something and something, and like some terrible. I had like Scorched Embers was one of the names, and like
sounds like a metal band from Iceland.
Like I had some really bad names, and I was like, no, I think this is the one, and that we just picked Toss and Fire.
Dude, it's a great name.
Well, thank you.
That was the first. So the first time I was introduced to your food was we had a little mini lunch celebration here, and first I saw the everything, the branding, like the name Toss and Fire. I go, oh, that's a great name, and the way everything was packaged, and then the big part, I had the taste of it. And here's the thing. People, maybe people that aren't from New York or other places that are known for pizza might think it's pizza. How different can it be? But yours really is unique. And I'd love for you to talk. I mean, I don't want you to give away any secret recipes, but you guys are unique in the way that you cook it and in the way that the toppings you have. And we got to talk about the garlic chips. Holy hell. Anyway, so tell me what makes you guys unique? What is your style?
So I have always looked at pizza as like a blank canvas. Right? It's kind of always been my philosophy about it. And, you know, I think of it like a lot like how sandwiches are. Like you can put anything on a sandwich, right? You can put anything on a pizza. Like,
correct.
You know, obviously you have traditionalists. They want pepperoni, they want sausage and mushroom, they want cheese, you know, whatever it is.
That's me.
And then you have people who want to try different, unique things. So, one of my big things when we started was that we were going to have some like signature pizzas. And I had on my original menu, I had mashed potato pizza. We were going to do a mashed potato pizza.
What?
And my buddy Matt was like, dude, you should do salt potatoes. It's like a huge Syracuse thing.
That is.
So we took salt potatoes and like literally did the exact pie we were going to do, but used salt potatoes for it.
Jeez.
And it's become our best seller. People know us for it. They love it. It's, you know, and we kind of built off of that. We were like, okay, well that worked. Let's do this one. And like, so when we started, we had 3 specialty pizzas that were like our main ones. It was the salt potato, the Cheeky Monkey pizza, which is made with Cheeky Monkey tomato oil, which I literally found in a store here and was like, this is really good. And then we put it on a pizza. And then our Fig and Pig pizza was the other one that was like one of our main ones when we started, which was just like, it's sweet, it's salty, it all kind of combines and works well together. And we built off of that over the years. Like it's always been about being different and unique and, you know, not the everyday thing you can get at any of the hundreds of pizza places.
Right, but here's what I love about you and about Toss and Fire. I've heard that same rap before of like, we just want to do something that no one's ever done. And here's the problem with that. They do, but then they miss the mark on the traditional things.
Yes.
What I love about you and your business is that Toss and Fire does have the unique salt potato pizza. By the way, the pickle pizza, holy hell. But then if I get, like you said, I'm the traditional mushroom or pepperoni, you nail it. And like my rule of thumb is like when you break the crust, you know, does the grease come down? Is it triangular? And you nail all that. Okay. Also, I always wondered, because I feel like the sauce is kind of like, that's the thing, right? The sauce is the main player. Do you spend a lot of time like trying to perfect the sauce ahead of time, or did you already have this and you knew like this is the ingredients I use, this is what I'm going with?
I remember the first year I was in business, and like the leading up to that, I literally drove my wife insane because like I tried like 20 something different types of tomatoes and like all of these things. And like actually when we started, we were using like imported Italian tomatoes, and we switched like 2 years in to these really, really great California tomatoes that I think are honestly just as good, if not better, than the Italian tomatoes.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we landed and how we got to where it is now. But I'm a big fan of a lot of different products in the pizza space, and I've gotten to know some of these companies and some of these, like I've met owners of companies and higher ups of these companies, and like there's just some really great products out there, and we're fortunate to use them.
See, I knew you didn't just throw it together. You can taste that you dialed it in.
For sure.
So let's talk about that. How did this all come about? What were you doing before you decided to open Toss and Fire?
Yeah. So I've been in the restaurant industry my whole life. That was the first thing I ever did. I was 14 years old. I'm from Connecticut originally. I worked in a pizza shop in Connecticut. It's called Bella Napoli. I used to like ride my bike or walk down the street, because they were right down the street from me. After school, get a slice of pizza or a garlic bread with cheese was like my favorite thing there. And there was a cashier server named Barbara, and I'm sitting there eating my garlic bread, and she goes, Nick, do you want a job? And I was like, yeah. And she said, we need someone to bus tables on Friday and Saturday nights. And I was like, okay. It's like, it's $5 an hour. I was like, sounds great.
Sure.
And I started wiping down tables, and I literally got into this thing. And I don't know if I did something else, I would have loved it as much as I do the restaurant business, but I started wiping tables at this restaurant, watching the way things moved and the interactions with customers and how the cooks in the back were making the pizzas and just the hustle and bustle of the restaurant industry. And I literally fell in love. Like, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life as a 14-year-old. Right?
Absolutely.
And from there, they let me into the kitchen. I learned how to answer the phones. I learned how to wait tables. I washed dishes. I cut pizzas. Then I got to learn how to make them. And I got to do the dinners. And so everything kind of built off of that foundation when I was wiping down tables. Like,
yeah.
I was like, this is cool. And I wanted to learn more. And because I was eager, they were like, yeah, let's come on in.
Sure.
You know, because like a lot of people didn't want to do that.
No,
you know, so,
especially that age.
I was really into it. So I did all of that. And then after school, when I finished high school, I ended up going to culinary school to kind of get some of the foundations, because all I knew was this piece.
Sure.
I never did anything else. So I was like, I needed to like learn how to work in like other kinds of kitchens and stuff. So I did fine dining for a while. My father-in-law was an executive chef at a fine dining seafood place. So he brought me in as a line cook. I got to learn how to like break down fish and cook lobster and make mashed potatoes from scratch and rice pilaf and cutting vegetables, like doing all these things that like I didn't really, you know, pizza's like specific to pizza, right?
But you knew it was necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that for a while, and then I got into, you know, when you're a line cook or you're a cook, you find out that there's obviously more money in management,
Yes.
right? So I ended up going to school, like community college for hospitality management.
Good.
From there, I went and got a job at Panera Bread. I was a manager at Panera.
Heck yeah.
Yep. So that's how I ended up in Syracuse. I transferred with Panera to the Cicero Cafe. Me and my wife moved up here. We bought our house. It was cheaper to live here than Connecticut. And,
Yeah.
And then I was doing the Panera thing, and I was like, I don't want to do this
No.
anymore. And started researching pizza trailers. It was one of the first things I noticed when I was in Central New York was there wasn't a lot of food trucks in general, but there were no pizza trucks. And in Connecticut, we had tons of pizza trucks.
Sure.
It was very common. We used to go to this great one called the Big Green Pizza Truck, and they used to set up at a farmer's market that we could like walk to from our apartment. And I like saw them doing their thing, and I was like, that's really cool. It was kind of in the back of my head. I went on with my life and moved, and a couple years later, I was like, I should do something like the Big Green Pizza Truck.
Yeah.
And so I started researching and talking to people, whoever would talk to me. Like I started like reaching out to people who were doing it in other parts of the country and trying to pick their brain and get information and kind of put a plan together. And that's kind of how it like went from one thing to another.
That's amazing. Nick, that's amazing. I mean, I already had respect for you, but I have even more respect now because some of the best, because I worked in the service industry as a server, bartender for a long time before this, and you didn't always come across owners that were involved. Sometimes you come across owners who got some money and wanted to open a restaurant, but they weren't in love with it.
Yep.
More importantly, they didn't. I think it's so important, especially if you're going to own a restaurant, to know what you have to go through to wash dishes and be on the line.
Yep.
And, you know, it just makes you a better owner and have an appreciation. I always said everybody in the world should have to work in the service industry for at least a month. So you learn so much about yourself and just about society in general. So you started with the food truck, and then I think, what was it, 2015 you started, and then 2020 and 2024 you opened up, those 3 years you opened up 3 different locations?
So we
Brick-and-Mortar?
We had a trailer in 2015.
That's what
our
it was.
first trip was a pull-behind trailer. We actually got a second trailer in 2016, which is also kind of a funny story. I had worked, the pizza shop I worked at in Connecticut, a girl that worked there named Crystal, she had started a mobile food truck business in Connecticut. Her and her husband at the time had started this business, and they were getting out of it. And they had a trailer, and she messaged me and was like, hey, any chance you want to take this trailer off our hands? And I was like, I don't have the money for it. I can't do it. She's like, we'll finance it for you. You just pay us monthly over 5 years, and it's yours.
Holy hell.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I went, and my father-in-law was still living in Connecticut. He went and looked at it for me, and then I went and bought it and took it home, and it was the most terrifying drive I probably ever had in my life.
Bet.
And then we started our 2016 season with 2 trailers. and we were doing, it was our first year doing the amphitheater. It was the reason we wanted the second trailer, was so we could do the amphitheater, because I knew that, you know, it was going to be a really cool place to set up at, and I wanted to be a part of it, and I couldn't do it if I only had the one unit. So I got that trailer. We had these 2 units. We were doing stuff, and later that year in 2016, we opened in North Syracuse. We were actually looking for a commissary kitchen. We weren't even looking to open a restaurant. We wanted a place to prep our food.
Yep.
And to store our
Was they call that a
stuff.
ghost? Is that a ghost kitchen?
Yeah, we ended up opening a restaurant there
Sure.
because like it didn't make sense to pay the rent and not sell to customers.
Right.
So it was, you know, it was already a pizza shop. So we went in there. We got to put a wood fire oven and do our thing, and we opened up a restaurant. But it also was like kind of the hub for the food trucks at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like now, during the day, like where do you? Sometimes you're out in the trucks, or are you in one of the restaurants? What's your days like?
So I'm kind of all over the place. I'm mostly the food trucks are what I love to do.
Yeah.
I love going from place to place. I love music, so I love being at concerts. I love to, you know, I get to go to a wedding one day, and then I get to go to a food truck rodeo. I get to go to a concert. I get to do, you know,
it's never the same day.
It's never the same. It's always different. You know, we're doing the same thing, but we're doing it with different scenery.
Right. And like 15, 20 years ago, if you owned a pizza shop, that's what you did every day.
Yep.
Now it's like you still own a pizza shop, but it's different.
Yep.
Now that's actually how I invited you on the show.
Yep.
I was at the Dave Matthews Band concert at Lakeview Amphitheater here in Syracuse. And by the way, you were a savior because I was starving. I got front row for the first time in my life. Yeah, which was insane. Yeah. But because of that, I didn't want to leave for a drink, food, nothing. So I didn't eat. I was starving, and I'm walking up the hill, and I'm going, I guess I'll have to stop some. And there, like a beacon of hope, is the Toss and Fire truck up there, and you're in there at 11 o'clock at night after the show's over, and you're slinging, and I'm bothering you about coming on the show. How do you get that gig? I feel like that would be a cutthroat gig to get.
Yeah, I mean, we were fortunate so it was 2016, and there were like less than 10 food trucks operating in Syracuse. So we were fortunate to get into that venue, and you know, we've tried to do everything we can to be good partners with them and put out a good product and offer a good service and just do our thing. And it's definitely cutthroat, but it's you know, it's been fun, and I hope to continue as long as we can.
I hope so too. And now, are you there every show?
We're there every show. Yep.
That's great.
Pretty much. I mean, maybe here and there we can't do something, but we're pretty much there every show. Yeah.
I got to ask you, I've heard, so obviously, you know, there's New York style pizza, right? There's Detroit. I've just found out there's a Detroit style, which I didn't know about. Chicago. Yep. I did hear some rumblings. Is there a Connecticut style pizza?
There is. There's New Haven style pizza.
Okay.
So, we actually started doing pop-ups with New Haven style pizza. We do them once a month on a Monday night when we're normally closed from 4 to 8. Our next one is June 16th in North Syracuse. So we open up for 4 hours. We only sell New Haven style pizzas. It's been something I've been working on for a couple of years to try to kind of figure out and how to do it in the shop. And I don't think it's ever going to be something we can sell in the shops full time because it's so different from everything else we're doing.
What is it?
So it's made with like a completely different dough. It's made with a different kind of flour. It's cooked like we cook it partially in like a deck oven that you would cook a New York style pizza in, and then we finish it in the wood fire oven.
Okay.
Thin, crispy. It's got a char and it's got a chew, which is like the biggest difference between New Haven style and other types of pizza. It has a chew because it's kind of like you took a loaf of like really good bread, crusty, delicious bread, and a pizza, and then you created this thing.
Okay.
And that's the best way I can describe it.
I'm down.
It's very
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really like it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So then I have to ask, this is the age-old question. Is it okay to put pineapple on pizza?
I think you can put anything on pizza.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think you can put anything on pizza. I think that it's very controversial.
Of course.
But I think that anything goes.
That's what I say.
Yeah, we put pickles on pizzas. Why can't
I mean,
we put pineapple on pizza?
right. How can we sit here and go, pickle pizza's great, but that pineapple,
Yeah.
you know, I say different strokes, different folks, whatever you want, you know, as long as the basis is there. I absolutely love your pizza, obviously. And you guys actually, I think part of the reason why it's such a signature taste is it a special kind of oven, or is it the process of it?
Yeah. So, I mean, everything we do is kind of unique, right?
Yeah.
So we cook, we make dough with imported flour from Italy, but it's not like your super traditional Neapolitan pizza. It's kind of like a cross between a Neapolitan and a New York style pizza. It's a little bit more crispy than like a traditional Neapolitan pizza if you do the wood fire. They're cooked in these imported ovens. Those come from Italy. They cook at 1,000 degrees. It's ancient technology, right?
Yeah.
There's no turning the dial to get
Right.
the temperature you want. That's cold or that's hot or we need to adjust it. You have to have the right amount of wood. There's like this chemistry that needs to happen when you cook with these wood burning ovens. And some days work better than others.
Sure.
But I think that there's a lot of fun in that. And it's cool. Like, I think with the food trucks, it's really cool to, like, walk by the food truck and see the fire roaring.
Yeah.
Seeing pies coming out of this oven. And, like,
100%.
There's something that's, like, it's, like, kind of like this primal thing. Like, it's cool.
So I could not agree more. Toss and fire pizza. We have any, well, actually, I'll show you. Danny, can you throw up the picture? I want to talk about this real quick before we go. So I've had your pizza. The pizza's phenomenal. Speaks for itself. There's a nice shot of one of the pizzas there. But it's these things Matt ordered. These, is it garlic parmesan chips? Dude, they were, I can't even describe. They're just so original and they're so flavorful. I could not stop eating them. How'd you come up with this idea?
So we were looking at some different kind of appetizer-y things, and we have this really, really great garlic butter that we use.
That's the key.
And so that's kind of how it was born. The garlic butter thing is kind of funny because it was one of the only things I kind of took from that first job in Connecticut was this garlic butter idea. They do these things called garlic bites.
Yeah.
And it's literally, I think it's like the best kept secret at Toss and Fire. It's pizza dough with garlic butter spread on it. It gets cooked in the oven. It gets cut up into little triangle pieces, and then it gets pecorino romano on it, and then you dip it in marinara. They're so good. Like,
I'm
so
drooling.
simple,
I'm literally drooling all over.
Really
myself.
delicious. Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. And I mean, all your appetizers are great. The pizza's great, but it's just your passion and the originality stands out, man. So where? Actually, I'm gonna tell you real quick. Have you ever heard of Oneonta, New York style pizza?
It's like the cold cheese on top.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've never had it.
My buddy went there. I went to visit him in college, and end of the night, you're drunk, and you the big thing was like I get this big slice of pizza, and then they throw on top of the pizza just cold mozzarella, and it sounds ridiculous. But it's fantastic.
Heard it
so
works.
there's these little pockets of like places that have their own little style pizzas.
Absolutely.
But Toss and Fire, bar none, one of my absolute favorites. Other than your own, do you have a favorite pizza place or
Yeah, I have lots
of all
of.
time?
I'm a pizza nerd, right?
Me too.
Like,
Me too.
I like it all. I like it all. I think there's tons of good pizza. But
All
in
time.
Central New York, I think Mario and Salvo's does a fantastic
Write
job.
this down. Yeah.
I think Paladino's does a really great job. I think Pavone's does a really great job.
Okay.
A Pizza Regional does a really nice job. I mean, there's really so much good pizza.
Yeah.
I travel to places all the time, and I always try to find the best pizza.
Me too.
To Vegas for the Pizza Expo tons of times. There's tons of great pizza out there. Florida, in Orlando, I found great pizza. I find it all over the place.
The only place I've ever found bad pizza, and again, I'm a pizza aficionado. I could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was in the middle of Iowa.
Yeah, that would be hard. Yeah.
And I can't, it's, maybe not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only place. Other than that, I think some of the best pizza I remember off the top of my head is there's one in Utica, New York called Slice.
Yep.
And then on Genesee, that's phenomenal. Yep. And then there's a famous one my wife took me to, Mac and something on the Jersey Shore. Something in Max.
Yeah.
They're very famous.
Okay.
Probably the best I've ever had.
Oh, nice.
So I like sharing that.
Gotta go to New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah, that's already, I've read
Frank
that.
Pepe's, Sally's, Modern, Zupardi's.
Okay.
The sausage pie from Zupardi's literally will change your life.
Zupardi's.
Jimmy's Abits in Milford. There's
I got my summer plan.
There's
All
so
right.
many.
That's phenomenal, man. So Before we go, let's talk about where we can find the trucks and the brick-and-mortar stores and just toss and fire. Let's do it.
Yeah. So, our trucks are all throughout Central New York. You can find where we're going to be, like our public events at streetfoodfinder.com. Our schedule is on there all the time. If you can visit our brick and mortars, those are open all year. We have a location, our original location in North Syracuse. It's on North Main Street. Our second location is in Camillus. It's in Township 5, right by the movie tavern.
Okay.
And then our third location, we have like a satellite location inside of Harvey's Garden in the city of Syracuse.
That's amazing, man. And you can actually book your truck, too, for events.
Yeah, we do weddings, graduations, birthdays, corporate events. Pretty much any reason you want to celebrate something.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. My truck catered my son's 5th birthday party yesterday. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That is the cool. That's the coolest. Nick Sanford, Toss and Fire. Nick, thank you for coming on Good News York. Brought to you by Ads on the Go. I would not just have some random pizza owner on if I wasn't serious about saying it's some of the best pizza I've ever had.
I really appreciate
and we really love you here, and we're going to continue to eat your food.
Awesome.
And we love you, man. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's it for Good News York. We'll be back tomorrow for Tuesday News Day and all that other fun stuff. See you tomorrow.